Hey guys, I hope everybody's okay. This is a video to basically show you how I mod and trim decks, essentially. Okay. What I'm going to be using is the Fiskars guillotine. It's one of these, up and down ones. I've used the slidey one, the one that does that. I've used them before, but I tend to find them that they're not very good. They kind of mess up your decks. I've got some masking tape and I've got a corner rounder from Amazon and a pair of scissors. Okay, guys, so so the deck that I'm trimming, sorry, I should have said, is the Tarot of the She. So I bought a second copy of this to have a trimmed version because I do like my copy that's not trimmed at all. It's got all the edges and it's got the keywords and the title. You know what I'm trying to say. Um, but I wanted to take it down to just the images. Okay. I've actually started. I was starting whilst everything was loading up and stuff. Okay, so yeah. Now, what I would say, um, one of the things that I've noticed right away, so the method that I'm using, what I'm doing essentially, you can see there's masking tape on this here, right? So I'm basically using that to line up the cards. That is so I've got my card there, and when I slide that to the left, that stops when it gets to the masking tape. Okay, and as you can see here, that is where I'm wanting to cut it. So I've got that masking tape on there in the exact right place, giving me the measurement that I want. Okay, so I make sure that it's pressed up against this top here because that kind of keeps it level, and then push it back to get to the masking tape, hold it with this plastic thing that's in place, and then slice, and that gives me the perfect cut that I'm looking for. Now, what I had noticed as I was going through so I've done the majors and the suit of dreamers, which is like the suit of air. I had noticed that in some of the cards there was a bit, you can kind of see it here. Um, there's still you get this purple border and then there's still a tiny wee bit of the black border, but in some of the cards there was more of that black border. Okay, and what I was doing with those ones is basically I'm lining it up as usual and then I'm just pushing it ever so slightly and then guillotining it, and you might think, well, surely then it's not going to be, they're all going to be different sizes if you're doing that with some of them and not others. But no, essentially not. And the reason for that is because, the size of it is going to be determined by when I cut this side. So as long as when I'm cutting this side, they're all uniform, it should be fine. So we'll see that in action. So yeah, you can see I'm just kind of going through, and obviously I'm going through and doing, the right hand side of every card um, first. And then once I've done that, I'll do the left, and then we can do the top and bottom, and then corner rounding. And then I think I'm going to edge this in purple, oil stainish looking thing. Um, so yeah, I think purple edging will be nice for them. So you can see I've kind of got this set up like a production line. You actually can't see what I'm doing with the other cards, so I've got them all over here just out of shot. Um, let's see if I move myself over a bit. Also, another thing I would recommend is having like a bin bag or a bin or something. I find myself without one, so I'm just, whoops, I'm using the, the box to just put all the cuttings in, just to keep everything tidy. Okay, so that's all of them, taken down to with the right side of it taken off. The cut is very precise. Okay, it looks quite machine cut, and that's just because of the consistency. We're using the masking tape, it's allowed us to have a consistent cut, all the way through the deck. So it doesn't look like it's been hand cut or scissor cut or anything. Everything's kind of, quite perfect looking. And that's why I use the masking tape, it's to get that kind of precision. So a lot of people will stop there. A lot of people, like having the top and the bottom left on. As I say, I'm going to take it down to just the images. So I'm going to go ahead and adjust the masking tape, put on new masking tape again to basically take off the tops. Hey guys, so we are almost there. We are 3/4 of the way trimmed. Starting to really look good, I think. You can see where I've had to make wee adjustments. It's not quite perfect. There are a couple of cards you can kind of see in there that aren't quite the same size. But that's going to correct itself, as I say, when we do the other side. So yeah, let's change up the masking tape again and do the last side. Okay guys, so if I move this out of the way and get rid of all these trimmings, shove them in my wee makeshift bin. So my wee makeshift bin is now absolutely chocker, which is a Scottish phrase for full up, full to the gunnels. So yeah, if we look at what we've been left with, it's basically like playing card size actually. But yeah, this is now my Tarot of the Sidhe. It's taken down to just the images. You can see there's obviously, cards where there's slight imperfections. We can still see a bit of the black side of the, on the full side there. I think there's maybe like in the Maker King at the top there, you can see a bit of the black border, and you can still see a lot of the purple. But I'm actually going to edge this in purple, and I have a feeling that once it's edged, it's going to be all one. It's going to be pretty much the same. So there we go, that's it taken down to just the images. The next step, and I'm going to use the other half of the box here as my bin, is to round it, round the corners. Now I'm using this, got this off Amazon, and I'm going to use the smallest. I always use the smallest size corner. The only thing I've noticed about doing this is you've got to really make sure that it's aligned properly, that the card is in kind of properly. What tends to happen is, if it's in ski whiff or something, if you kind of cut it funny and then try and cut it again, it can sometimes chew up the corner. Okay, so I've got it aligned, and that looks about right. You can see that just rounds the corner for us, so I'm not jagging my hands off whenever I use the deck. And again, this is another thing you can gather up speed with, as you get used to doing it. Okay guys, so that is all of the corners rounded. So let's have a wee look and see how we've done. Yeah, so I think I'm quite happy with that. It's a nice even trim all the way around. Even the corners seem quite even. I think it's the first time I've trimmed a deck and I've not chewed up any of the corners, so that's quite good. Yeah, quite happy with that. So all that's left is to edge it. So I use these Procky pens. I got these online off Amazon, and I'm going to use the purple one for this deck. So let me just get rid of everything that I don't need on this table, because when I edge the deck, I like to basically lay them all out individually rather than put them in a pile. Just to kind of, for when they're drying, so as they don't kind of, I don't know, dry together, I guess. The way that I'm going to do this, I don't like to I like to kind of try and go over it all just once. I don't like to be kind of going over and over and over the corners, because I feel then when you look at the deck you can see that the corners are heavier with the pen. So I start at the corner, just go round like that in one smooth motion, and then same again at the corner and go round one smooth motion. So you can see here with this, there's a kind of tiny bit of kind of bleeding. I don't know if it's just the way that I'm holding the card. What I might actually do is hold them kind of backwards when I'm doing the rest. To be honest, it's not bothering me because we have a bit of a purple border anyway on the cards. So I don't think it's going to look too bad once it's all dried and stuff. So yeah, so rather than doing it that way, I think I'll kind of do it this way. What you can do, if the kind of bleeding or the pen coming onto the front of the card annoys you, is you can take a bit of tissue to it, and as long as you kind of do it right away, it tends to take it right off. I did that with my Spirit Within tarot. I edged that one in black using the black Procky pen, and it took it right off. Okay, guys, so you might be able to tell that we're barely some time on now. This is actually a couple of weeks later. I was editing the video and I realised that I hadn't actually, because I'd left the cards to dry overnight because of the edging, I hadn't showed the final product. So this is just a quick showing you the finished product. So here we have it. This is the finished, edged, trimmed, corner rounded Tarot of the Sidhe, down to just the images, and as you can see, it's absolutely stunning. The purple goes really nicely. It goes nicely with this kind of purple tinge, this kind of oil stainish tinge on the back. Everything's really nice and even. I'm happy with the cut, and the images just look amazing. So yeah, I'm really pleased with how this has turned out. It's a great great deck for, for reading and for just pulling intuitively from the images. I think I pretty much know all of them off by heart now. I know that this, like, for example, Dancer 6, Warrior Queen, Dreamer Princess. I know what they all are now. I've been working with it a fair bit. But even if I didn't, you can still kind of the images in this deck still gives you those feelings, or it still kind of invokes some sort of feeling in you. Um, so yeah, absolutely delighted with how it turned out. And yeah, so that is my trimmed Tarot of the She. That is my deck modding video. I hope that you've enjoyed this. I hope that it inspires you to do some modding for yourself. As you can see, if you kind of use the masking tape as your guide, it's actually, it's, I dare say it's pretty easy to do. And it allows you to do it in a way where it's all uniform and it's pretty difficult to mess up. So hope you've enjoyed this, guys. Take care, everyone, and I'll see you in the next video. Thank you. Bye bye.